Welcome to Harlem.
There's no place like Harlem. I am Roxanne Whitaker. I am the mayor of Harlem. My husband and I own a Main Street treat. Our downtown reflects our history. These buildings have been here since the 1800s. We like to show you who we are in our hospitality. So it's just a big family.
Except on Friday nights.
Friday nights, you won't find too many people in Harlem. They're all at a football game.
We've never had to worry about what our record is going in, out of games, whatever the case is. Our community always shows up and supports our guys.
We're there for the kids to show them we care about you.
Tonight, two traditions collide.
Lincoln County's got a tradition, whether you're just from the CSRA or anywhere in the state or really the Southeast, you've heard of Lincoln County Red Devil football. They just have a tradition and a program that's been around for a long time. That's had a ton of success.
Go Dogs!
Welcome to Game Night Live. WJBF Sports presents local high school football live in your living room each Friday night. Game Night Live is powered by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And now your hosts, John Hart and Ashley Brown.
1922, the first time these two squads faced off 99 years ago. Lincoln County coming in at 2-1. Harlem comes in tonight at 1-2. And John Hart joined, as always, by Ashley Brown and AB. If you like to watch teams run the ball, you have come to the right place.
Well, both have a history of producing great running backs. Obviously, the name that jumps out at Lincoln County is Garrison Hurst. But in recent years, Harlem has been sort of running back high school U, or whatever you want to call it. They have had stud running back after stud running back. This was supposed to be maybe the down year, losing Cam Garnett after losing A.J. Brown and a star player hurt. But no, they've got two running backs that have stepped up in Jason Williams and Jacorius Byrd.
And with that, we'll bring you our forward keys to the game.
Yeah, taking a look at it for the visitors from Lincoln County, they do need to force Harlem to try and throw the ball. Harlem's actually thrown it better this year than in past years, but still, you'd rather them do that than run it. And they got to play a clean game. No turnovers, few penalties. You're on the road, and this is going to be a tough game. Got to play it clean. And then for Harlem, get the ball to Byrd and Williams in space. They're not big home run hitters. They are more the short yardage guys, really, but they got to get them in some open space. And then they got to win the battle up front on both sides of the ball. That is something, in most games, they're undersized. They got to win that battle.
Down to the field for the coin toss.
Coin toss. Happening here in the middle of the field.
Oh, there it went again. What do I need to do?
He just needs audio. He just needs. It looks like Lincoln County will receive the opening kickoff.
Well, our apologies for the audio difficulties there on the coin toss, but Lincoln County will receive the opening kickoff. The Red Devils and Bulldogs ready to take the field. Kickoff is next on Game Night Live. Cowboy theme in the T-Mobile student section here. All the Columbia County schools theme their student sections each and every Friday night. That's always a lot of fun. 32nd meeting between these two schools, as we mentioned, dating all the way back to 1922. Lincoln County has dominated the all-time series 22-9 as the Bulldogs take the field. And the Bulldogs went into Lincolnton last year, AB, and beat this Lincoln County team for the first time since 1981.
Well, if you go from 1982 to 2010, they played 10 times. Lincoln County won all 10 and outscored Harlem 394-71. So they took out some aggression, did the Bulldogs, in that last meeting, winning 42-27.
Harlem coached by Mark Boyder, 3-10 in his second season. And you won't find anybody more Harlem than Mark Boyder, graduate of class of 2006, spent 10 years as an assistant before getting the head coaching job.
He was a solid offensive lineman, all-area offensive lineman here. And Harlem has been one of the surprise teams with them losing, like I said, over the last few years, A.J. Brown, Cam Garnett, some great players. Their best player coming into the season, Jeremiah Ellis, tears his knee up in the offseason. He's out. And what do? They find a running back in Jason Williams, a young one in Jacorius Byrd. They beat Greenbrier. They beat Aquinas. They did lose to Evans, but that game they lost 22-20, and they had Jason Williams going into the end zone, and the ball was knocked away, as it was crossing the goal line, or else they're undefeated right now coming into this matchup with Lincoln County, who is also 2-1, coming off a loss to Laney.
And a squib kick to start things off. The up man is Josiah Jones, and Lincoln County will have the ball up across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he was ready for that. Picked it up and was ready to run with it. The ball will be Lincoln County's.
And we get a first look at this Lincoln County offense that averages 275 yards per game on the ground.
Well, their star this year is Tevin Gartrell. He had a 200-yard game in their first game of the season. They've also got a sophomore that we're going to hear a lot about as well, but Gartrell is the guy. And for Harlem, the one to keep an eye on defense is big number 66, Vondre Thomas.
So here we go. And surprise, surprise.
And
that's why.
Oh, wow.
It is Gartrell. Gartrell, 60 yards on the first snap. Touchdown, Lincoln County.
You got to wrap him up.
No flags.
He hit a head. It looked like he just hit a wall of stone and was going to be stopped, but he bounced it to the outside and takes it to the house. 60 yards for Gartrell on the first play of the game from scrimmage.
I didn't even have a chance to tell you he's run for 356 yards and 2 scores this year. That's his third.
And they had him. Look, they had him right there. 2 people. They just didn't wrap him up. And you see Gartrell, he's not tall, but he's got those really strong legs and able to stay on his feet and get into the end zone.
And the extra point off the foot of Cameron Miller, who puts Lincoln County up 7-0. Well, that was quick.
That's a little bit of a wake-up call for Harlem.
Yeah.
Again, this is a Harlem team that has had no problems moving the football on people. But they got that's one of those, you always have a game plan until you get hit in the face. Well, they just got punched right square in the mouth. Let's see how they answer.
Well, you mentioned Harlem likes to run the ball a lot, but Jeremiah Ellis, their 1,000-yard, we lost Cameron Garnett, a 1,000-yard rusher from last year. He's now at East Tennessee State. And, of course, Jeremiah Ellis, you mentioned at the outset, another 1,000-yard rusher. That's tough for anybody to overcome, losing 2,000-yard rushers.
Yeah, and then you go back a couple of years ago, A.J. Brown. They've had some running backs here. And like I said, these two they've got now, Jason Williams has been the talk of the CSRA. And I'm going to tell you, the little sophomore, not little, but Jacorius Byrd is not too far behind him. And they're both underclassmen. They're both going to be back next year. So, Harlem is no pushover this year for sure.
But trailing 7-0 here.
Yeah, they had several winning years in a row under Todd Booker. Last year they struggled with just 2 wins. But like I said, this year with that win over Greenbrier and knocking off Aquinas, they turned some heads, and they nearly knocked off Evans, who's 4-0, heading into a big matchup tonight. The Knights play at the House of Pain in Sandersville against Washington County.
Battle of the squib kicks so far. Chase Beisel came up with it for Harlem. So the Bulldogs will also have great field position, even better at the 47-yard line.
For Harlem, Jason Williams, you see him, he's more of the A.J. Brown. Remember, A.J. Brown was very diminutive, very small, and that's kind of Jason Williams. And they're going to throw it on first down, though.
Absolutely, and it is complete to Jonathan Howard.
Yeah, John, a terrific athlete, good basketball player, and he's starting to fill out. Early on, he was so thin, he's starting to fill out. But this kid's a gamer. He loves it, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. He just likes to be on the field playing. I've known him for a long time, and good to see him kind of coming into his own at the high school level.
Into Lincoln County territory, and official timeout. Our lead official tonight is Mark Attaway. Howard, after the reception, is going to have to come out. I don't know if we have an equipment issue. And Joshua Davis will take his spot.
And Ryan Newman calling the signals for Harlem.
And again, throwing. This time he's swinging it out to Brett Sterner. And one thing about this Harlem offense, he has a lot of targets. They don't throw it a lot, but they throw it to a lot of different receivers when they do.
Well, and they've opened it up a little bit this year, whether it was Ethan Evangelista in the first game or Newman in the last two. They know teams know how well they run the football, so they've really opened it up and trying to keep teams guessing a little bit, be a little more balanced. They are throwing the ball more than a normal Harlem team.
That was good for a first down at the 42-yard line. Now to the ground. And a big gain across the 30. And a fairway forward first down for Jason Williams. You mentioned him, AB. He's averaging 7 yards a carry. He's going to pick up 12 on this one.
Well, you see, he's not a tall kid. Look at him right there. But, man, he's a good runner. He has burst onto the scene. Maybe if you're picking an area player of the year so far, you'd be hard-pressed not to pick Jason Williams. He has been outstanding for the Bulldogs so far this season.
Give him 14 on the carry. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
He showed some glimpses last year, but with Ellis and Cam Garnett, there weren't a whole lot of handoffs to go around. And this year, he becomes the guy, along with Jacorius Byrd, who we'll see, I'm sure, quite a bit tonight too.
Pick up a 4. We'll give him 5. Call it 2nd and 5. And it ain't broke. No need to fix it. Williams pushes ahead close to the Augusta disposal and recycling red zone. Maybe a yard shy.
Ran right behind Sterner there. Sterner will also double as one of the best punters. He lost a kick, so I guess it triple. But one of the best punters in the area, if not the best.
This Harlem team has already matched its win total from a year ago when the Bulldogs were 2-8. Complete shy of the 20. And they're going to be short.
Well, that's one where the throw was behind the receiver, so it pulled him away, pulled him back into the backfield even more. John Howard with a terrific catch, though.
No gain. Or maybe one. Called 4th and 3.
This spot on the field, they're going to line up and go for it. They've got Jacorius Byrd is in as the quarterback, direct snap to him.
A wild dog formation, and he will keep. And it's going to be close.
Depends on the spot.
Not a good spot for Harlem. And Lincoln County appears to have come up with a big defensive stand on this first possession for Harlem.
Well, I love the call, though, for 2 reasons. They didn't get it. That spot on the field, not a bad call, obviously, for Coach Porter. But what I also love is he's not afraid to put the ball in the hands of his sophomore. I mean, Jacorius Bird's just a 10th grader, and he puts him in there taking the direct snap to run the football on that play. And I love the confidence he has in his player.
So now Lincoln County already up 7-0.
Coached by Lee Hopkins, the former Evans coach. And
well, we talked about how Harlem runs through the veins of Mark Boyder. Yeah. You want to talk about a town running through the veins of somebody. Lee Hopkins, just his 2nd season as the head coach is.
Oh, big hit.
Big hit. Let's see if we can get a number on that. But Lee Hopkins was born and raised, born in Augusta, but he graduated from Lincoln. He's a Lincolnton native. He was an assistant on the 05-06 champs. His Little League coach, Larry Campbell. His mother was the homecoming queen. He is the nephew of Dan Pitts, the Lincoln County legend who went on to become the winningest coach in Georgia high school history until a man by the name of Larry Campbell came along. So two coaches on the field tonight who are very much ingrained in their communities.
Jacorius Byrd, by the way, is the man who made that hit for Harlem. And here's another big play for Lincoln County.
Yeah, it's Franklin Brown who gets free. He is the favorite target. He's already got a touchdown catch this year. And that'll move the chains and a fairway forward first down up to the 41-yard line.
A couple of big plays for the Red Devils already. Of course, the 60-yard touchdown, the big play. And they've got Gartrell in the backfield by himself again at tailback.
And it is Gartrell. Man, he's fast. Knocked back at midfield, but on second effort into Harlem territory.
Same thing they did earlier when he had the 60-yard run. They hit. You can hit all you want, but you've got to wrap the ball carrier up and bring him down. That might be bad news for Lincoln County, as Gartrell was a little slow to get up.
And you see him at the, well, you can't see him. He's just off out of your screen. It looked like he walked off under his own power. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. That second effort gave Lincoln County another fairway forward first down at the 49. Little misdirection inside.
That was Zellers.
And that was Zellers, wearing number 44 tonight. We'll explain that in just a few moments. And a pickup of a couple.
The first-year starter at quarterback for Lincoln County is Trey Huff, and he's also the heart and soul of the defense. Had a 12-tackle game earlier this year. Lincoln County graduated a lot of talent, but they got off to a great start with 2 early wins, and unfortunately for them, dropped one to Laney. Laney has knocked off 2 top 10 teams, Washington Wilkes and Lincoln County, on the road.
Yeah, they've been one of the pleasant early season surprises, as Gartrell is fine apparently because he is back in the game and picks up yet another fairway forward first down.
And Jason Williams made the tackle. There you see the Harlem defense. Vondre Thomas is the big man up front. And both Boyd and Williams, Boyd at a linebacker spot, Williams at a DB. Also keep an eye on Tony Hart at linebacker. He's one of the leaders.
Cousin Tony.
Cousin Tony.
This time, Samaj Jenkins gets it.
Nice
hit. What a knock. That was Zaire Herder.
That was a perfect form tackle by Herder. On the replay, you'll see here, just perfect form tackle. As the running back cuts it up, and he fills the spot, and just absolutely perfect. Wrapped him up, put the head on the side, put the shoulder pads right at the belt line. It doesn't get any better than that.
So no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Harlem has always had those small linebackers that you just don't want to play against. They're just pesky and will hit you in a heartbeat.
That's Jones. We had the good hands on the opening kickoff. And he'll push forward, bring up 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 4.
Williams help bring him down. It'll be 3rd and about 4 yards to go.
What I love most about what's happened with Coach Boyder and then before him with Todd Booker is they brought the excitement back here to Harlem. You know, it's something. Friday nights you're here, you know what I mean? And the kids are into it. We saw them putting the banner up at Evans earlier this year. They've just got a lot of pride in their program and their team, and it's good to see after some years of struggles that happen.
Need to get to the 24, does Lincoln County, and they'll have it. Another fairway forward first down.
Yeah, Huff with a good fake to Gartrell. Dyson Maddox and John Hart make the tackle, but John Howard. Should have known that was going to happen tonight.
Might not be the last time. Well, you mentioned Coach Boyder and Coach Booker before him, and Coach Booker moved on to become an assistant principal here, which is why the opening came for Coach Boyder. But you mentioned the excitement level, and that's one of the things Coach Boyder talked to me about during our visit this week is changing the football culture here. They've been successful in so many other sports, and football is an event again here at Harlem.
It sure is.
And you're talking about a program that's only had one region title in its existence, and that was you got to go all the way back to 1974 for that.
Well, in the 70s and early 80s, Harlem had athletes in every sport, football, baseball. You know, they've got a bunch of state championships. We know all the talent they've had. And it was good to see when I got here today, there were so many cars in the parking lot. And that's Lincoln County traveling well, coupled with Harlem's, you know, kind of rejuvenated, you know, excitement about the program.
Lincoln County into the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone, but the ball is out. Harlem thinks it has it.
I think it bounced to Gartrell.
Lincoln County back on it. Gartrell, Johnny on the spot. So the Red Devils will remain in the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone, but facing 3rd and about 6 from the 15 or 16-yard line.
And
they're going to get it.
A nice open field tackle. The ball's loose.
Jenkins ball loose again.
They're saying he was down.
Wow.
I'm not so sure I agree he was down.
Jenkins already rushed for 217 yards and a couple of scores this year. He's averaging 12 yards a carry.
Wow. Yeah, both teams have a sophomore that we're going to be hearing about for the next couple of years.
Unfortunately for the Red Devils, they only picked up 5 there, so it's going to bring up 4th and a very short, less than 1 from the 11.
Big play early in this game. Farling can get a stop.
And will depend on the spot. He got a good spot across the 10.
And that'll be a Lincoln County first down.
And it will be enough for a Lincoln County first down, 1st and goal, just inside the 10-yard line.
With a big-bodied quarterback like that, it's so hard to get the stop him from getting just a yard or two.
Huff has already thrown for 2 touchdowns, run for another this year. I'd be surprised if they put it up this time, and they don't. It's Gartrell. Pushes his way near the 5.
Vandre Thomas in on the tackle.
Yeah, Vandre Thomas, big 66. And they're on that tackle. He is, man, we saw him as a sophomore in a game against Hepzibah, and I was blown away. And last year, because Harlem was a little small on defense, teams took the opportunity to double team him, triple team him throughout the year. He still managed to have a pretty solid season, but not the spectacular season we were expecting. And then this year, he is off to a spectacular start.
2nd and goal from the 6. It's Jenkins. He has stood up just inside the 5.
That's number 5, Tony Hart on the tackle.
Okay. And now we have a officials are looking at the clock, but it looks like they've got it figured out. So a big 3rd down here. 3rd and goal from the 5. Huff will keep. Huff just short.
Looks like he'll be short.
And that will bring up a Ken Nugent 1 call. That's all moment for Lee Hopskis. You were knocking on the door. You were already up 7-0, and I'd almost be surprised if he did not go for it.
Like might have got in right there.
We're at an odd angle here, but it appeared. Huff.
He's in there.
Touchdown.
That'll be number 10 off the right-hand side in for the score.
Long ball control drive for the Red Devils. And it results in 13-0.
Yeah, not the start the home team wanted for sure.
Is taking a little bit of the life out of this big crowd in Harlem here tonight. Cameron Miller, point after. And the Red Devils lead 14-0, 91 seconds left in quarter number 1. Well, what a start for the Red Devils. They march 81 yards in 16 plays and eat 8 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock before they huff 1-yard plunge for the score and lead 14-0. The Bulldogs will have it across the 32-yard line with 24 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Brock Logan with a nice return there, lost his step, but not a bad return. Yeah, Lincoln County's got a lot to be happy about right now. You obviously had the long touchdown run from Gartrell. You had a long drive that was set up by the defense making a stop on Harlem on 4th down. So far, everything's going right for the Red Devils. And near disaster play, they fumbled it, and the ball bounces right back to Gartrell. So some things going their way tonight here against Harlem.
All right, we're going to set up shop 1st and 10 from about the
Out of the gun go the Bulldogs. And they'll keep it on the ground across the 35, pick up of 4 yards.
And so far, you know who this win is making look, or this lead is making look pretty good, is Laney. Because Harlem has hung in there with Evans. They beat Greenbrier. They beat Aquinas. You know, Lincoln County had beaten 2 good football teams before that loss to Laney.
Pick up a 4 for Williams, and that will be the final snap of quarter number 1. What a quarter it was for the Lincoln County Red Devils. Lead the Bulldogs 14-0. Beginning of quarter number 2 in Harlem. A growing town here in the southwest corner of Columbia County. I had a chance to visit with Mayor Roxanne Whitaker for the opening segment yesterday, and she told me that the population of this town has grown by 1,000 in the latest census. There were only 3,000 before that, so that's exponential growth for this town. And now some trickeration, and a man is wide open, and it is complete all the way down to the 20-yard line. Jonathan Howard from Ryan Newman.
Yeah, what a play on the ball. If Newman leads Howard, that's a touchdown. It was underthrown, but give John Howard a ton of credit. He came back with 2 DBs there and made a great play on the ball.
I've got it at 44 yards.
Watch the play on the ball he makes here, because it was underthrown. It looks like, okay, they blew an opportunity, but Howard comes back, just makes a great catch.
And you heard our reaction, a blistering hit on 1st down from Lincoln County as Harlem went to the air one more time.
Picks up about 5 yards, would it be 2nd and 5?
It was a pickup of 5 on the 1st down play, so 2nd and 5.
Good way to start this drive. A long pass, then a 5-yard solid run. Here's Williams.
Bulldogs into the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone for the first time tonight and driven back. Nice play made by Judson Beggs. Judson already with 2 tackles for loss this season. That won't be a 3rd, but he pushed him back. So big 3rd down now here for Harlem. Third and 5. And they'll swing it out on the near side. It's Sterner again. He's got the 1st down at the 6-yard line.
Good blocking out there by his 2 teammates, the other receivers on that play. And Sterner, nothing fancy. He just split the 2 blockers, lowered his head, and got the 1st down.
Inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Toss it out for a touchdown. Williams.
Well, he's been a touchdown machine this year, and he finally gets one tonight.
His 6th of the season.
And Harlem is on the board.
Well, that's how you answer if you're the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Quick drive. Right back in this thing. They've shown in the games they've played so far, there's no quit in this football team. And Not the start they wanted, but they're right back in it.
And Sterner, who had the big catch for on the first down, knocks the PAT through. And the Bulldogs back within 7, 14-7. Well, we mentioned earlier that CJ Zellers is wearing number 44 for Lincoln County. He normally wears number 1. And for more on that, time to bring in the third member of our broadcast crew. Filling in for Matt Lane tonight, Kim Vickers with an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Hey, Kim.
I can hear. Yes, all right, so I'm standing right here with Melissa and Anthony Parks with 44 strong. The number 44 is a really important number to fans of Lincoln County High School. It belongs to former Lincoln County football player Austin Parks. It was special to Austin because his father, Anthony, wore it when he was a player at Lincoln County High School. During his senior year, unfortunately, Austin was diagnosed with cancer. He was determined to fight for his life and still continue to play the sport he loved. His dream was to play pro ball in the NFL. And while he was in treatment, he was also determined to go to class. So he went to school every day in the library and finished his education and graduated. The Parks family believed Austin had won his battle with cancer, but unfortunately, while he was at college at Georgia Southern, it came back, and he later lost his battle with cancer. Now his mom has led the 44 Strong campaign in his honor, and weekly, a deserving Lincoln County player gets to wear that number 44 jersey. This week, the player is CJ Zellers. So, Melissa, tell me a little bit about the organization 44 Strong and what inspired you to start it.
Austin Parks was known for his strength and resilience. So Austin's motto, and he picked it up from somewhere, that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So no matter what happened and no matter what came his way, he was determined to be successful. He was determined to beat it. So when we lost Austin, we felt like we lost a legend. So, and in memory of Austin, we wanted to give the other children the opportunity to wear his number and to exemplify strength and resilience. So each week we pick a player of the week, and that player has the opportunity to wear the 44 jersey. It's been some big shoes to fill, simply because there were big shoes to fill. So we've been kind of having a hard time putting somebody in that jersey. So we've been kind of mixing it up, and we're ordering some smaller sizes. Because as you can see, Dad was a pretty big guy, and Miles was, and Austin wasn't too big, but there was some big shoes to fill. But that's how the organization started, and we plan on just taking it to the highest level that we can take it. We also do a 44 Strong scholarship in memory of Austin, and we're planning to do so much more just for the community because he had a big heart. He wanted to help everybody that he could, and he just exemplified strength and resilience.
All right, well, thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Anthony. A.B. John, back to you.
All right, Kim, and thanks to the family, and you got to see a run by CJ Zellers as if on cue.
I think they might want to suit up Dad and let him play tonight.
I tell you what, he looks like he could still run for about 150.
Yeah, he was a player, and that Parks name, if you are familiar with Lincoln County football, there's always seems to be a Parks on this team. Here's a nice run by the sophomore.
Yeah, Jenkins' ball is out. Bulldogs are on it. Let's see who.
40-something. I'm trying to get a number.
They're celebrating on the sideline.
I couldn't tell if it was 4-0.
Hard to tell. It looks like Holden Rippey knocked it out. Let's see if we can give credit where credit is due on the recovery.
Yeah, it was a nice run, but in the end, he loses the football. Yeah, Rippey put the helmet right on the ball. And let's see if we can get, it was a 4.
16?
Hard to tell on the Busby's Heating and Air replay.
Yeah, it
or
looked
everybody
like,
in the press box
like,
trying to figure out who recovered it, but
yeah, it looked like 4 something. It looked like the first number was a 4, but I'm not sure who it was.
A shame for Jenkins, ruining what was going to be a big first down run. And the Bulldogs, it'll offset, so no harm, no foul. While they sort this out, we'll get you your QBs by the quarter, brought to you, as always, by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Well, good start for Ryan Newman for Harlem. He is 4 for 4 for 21 yards, and then started the second quarter with a long. We'll get to that one next break. And then for Lincoln County, 1 of 1 for Huff for 20 yards. Trey Huff's also run the ball 4 times for 13. That's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Now we have another stop.
And while we
got
got
to
a break,
respot the ball. So, yeah, while we do that, well,
you can get a free large fry when you download the McDonald's app today and start earning points on every order. Points you can redeem for free McDonald's with new My McDonald's rewards. Only in the app. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Second and 9. And it is another completion and a big gain for the Bulldogs into Lincoln County territory. And again, that was Jonathan Howard, John.
He's having a big game. I talked to his dad in the parking lot as we were coming in, and like I said, this kid loves it. So when you have those kind of guys, it's always fun when they're having success. It's always good to see, and he's having a big night tonight already. He's definitely Ryan Newman's favorite target.
Another big first downs.
4 catches
for 76 yards already for Howard, and another big gain for the Bulldogs. This is Boyd.
Yeah.
Boyd, one of those running backs you've talked about, 388 yards coming into this game, already a couple of scores.
Yeah, Jacorius Boyd, he is a good one.
And another first down Bulldogs.
Boyd again.
This time tougher sledding, but up to the 30.
He's another one I've kind of watched through the years. Was kind of new to football and rec ball, but his legs were that big then when he was like 11. He was a hammer boy running the football. And again, good to see him out here having a great season so far.
He will get a breather on this play. Jason Williams back in. And I think Lincoln County wants to talk about it. So Lee Hopkins will burn his first time out of the game.
Well, Harlem is taking the momentum, that's for sure.
So we'll take the timeout with them. 14-7, 7:38 left to play in the first half. Harlem faces a second and about 7 from the Lincoln County 29 coming out of the timeout. Newman will throw. Newman will complete. Sterner again. Boy, that is his go-to guy on this side of the field.
Yeah, they've had success with that little wide receiver screen. The other 2 receivers, nothing fancy. They block. And it's getting them 5 to 7 yards every time. I wonder if Lincoln County is going to look for something in that formation and try and make an adjustment, because right now Sterner is, he got the first down on a big play earlier on that play. And that's about the 5th time they've ran that.
Needed 6, got 5, so 3rd and 1 from the 24-yard line. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle made by Franklin Brown.
Wow.
Who's already got 36 of them this season. Make it 37. That is the team lead.
So hard to tackle Williams in the open field with that low center of gravity, but I thought that was going to be a fake and a big gainer. Instead, Brown with a great play.
So 4th down, and Mark Boyd are going to lead the offense on the field. Need less than a yard. And they got it. And then some. Williams straight up the gut.
Harlem trying to, they've already taken the momentum. Now they're trying to tie this football game on this drive. Remember, they picked up the fumble, and here goes Boyd.
Oh, boy, just powerful yards inside the 15-yard line as the Bulldogs once again into the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone.
Actually, I might have been wrong there. I said Boyd. I think that was Williams.
I'm not going to lie. It's hard to tell from where we are.
Good job that
good
time by
stop.
Lincoln County.
Lincoln County getting up there. Justin Zellers. He's already got 3 sacks this season and a huge tackle here to force another third down situation for Harlem.
Well, Sterner did a good job at blocking Franklin Brown, but Brown did his part. He turned the run in, and then he had help there. One of the guys stepping in, you mentioned Zellers, 53. One of the standouts on this defense.
3rd and 3 from the 14-yard line. Williams is the back. Williams gets the call, and Williams gets the first down.
Yeah, great second effort there because he almost ran in. His own man was trying to block in the backfield for him, and it caused him to trip up a little bit, but Williams able to keep his feet, keep his legs moving, and get the first down.
And a fairway forward first down for the Bulldogs. 1st and goal.
I don't want to jinx this, but is this the 3rd or 4th, third perfect night in a row for football for us?
Oh, boy, yeah.
I shouldn't have said anything.
I'll tell you this. As Williams keeps.
That's Boyd.
Boyd. Jakari Boyd.
Boyd with the touchdown.
And
this is a great 1-2 punch Harlem has.
And the Bulldogs, you mentioned it earlier, AB, got punched in the mouth. They have punched right back and are an extra point away from tying it.
Yeah, it was a direct snap to Boyd, and he faked the handoff to Williams and then took it in.
9 yards on the score for Boyd.
And this is a really nice bounce back for Harlem after a tough start. You're playing a storied, tradition-rich team like Lincoln County that sort of had your number over the years, and you jump right back in after falling behind 14-0.
The extra point was blocked. There were some issues on the snap. And so Lincoln County will maintain the lead after Harlem marches 71 yards on 10 plays and takes 4:04 off the clock before Jakarius Boyd pushes it in from 9 yards out, and we got a ball game. Got a chance to remind you, you can watch the game live every night, every Friday night, Game Night Live, streaming on your smartphone. You can see replays, watch the play-by-play broadcast. And it's all free, the WJBF News Channel 6 app. You just go to the App Store on your smartphone. You download the WJBF News Channel 6 app. You open it, and there you'll find Game Night Live. You can also watch our daily newscast there in our brand-new studio at Television Park.
And if you thought, man, those cheerleaders look really young for high school, that was the Harlem Pop Warner cheerleaders.
They honored the Pop Warner teams here before the game tonight. By the way, if you don't know how to download the WJBF app on your smartphone, to borrow a line from the PA announcer here before the game, just have your 6-year-old
ask your kid
do it. They'll handle it for you.
I drive my kids crazy with the technology.
Ball fell off the tee. So we'll try it again. Turner boots it away. Good kick.
First deep kick we've seen tonight.
Yeah, after a handful of squib kicks, and it's Gartrell. What a return. Still on his feet, and now at the 34-yard line, sets the Red Devils up in great shape with 4:30 to play in the first half.
Yeah, Zaire Herder, you mentioned him earlier. I'll tell you what, he's not afraid to jump in there and make a tackle. You got Zaire Herder and Xavier, and that was actually Xavier Herder who made the tackle, but both those guys not afraid to jump in there and put their hat right in the middle of the play.
They'll spot it at the 32. We mentioned earlier all of the success that Harlem High School has had in other sports, and you can't talk about Harlem High School without talking about the great Jimmy Lewis. We saw him before the game. He looks great. 43 seasons as Harlem's head coach.
I don't know if he has a house. I think he just stays up here.
I've never been to a Harlem sporting event where I have not seen him here.
Yeah, he is Harlem. There's no doubt.
And speaking of Harlem defense, the black wall pushing him back.
That was Vandre Thomas.
Number 66, Big Vandre Thomas meeting him at the line of scrimmage.
Jimmy Lewis, 700 career win, 700th career win back in 2017. 5 state titles, 14 region titles. You talk about Harlem running through your veins. He was born here, graduated from here. His dad was the mayor here. But I think what he probably would tell you is the coolest thing is all 4 of his sons played for him.
Yeah, that is amazing. 700.
Of course, the football coach here for a long time, too. 23 seasons, and he'd be proud of that. That should be grounding.
Harlem's defense
And
on
all
this
of a sudden, this
possession
Bulldog defense, has come to life.
They got great pressure on Huff, and
There is no flag.
I was trying to throw it away.
While we have a second, let's get back to Kim Vickers with an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
Well, hey, John. So I am actually a graduate of Harlem High School. I won't tell you how long ago it was. I don't want to date myself, but this was really a great school to go to. This was a wonderful community, very football-centric. People came out to the games, win or lose. The teachers were really wonderful. And it just shaped my life. So I did earlier. And I did want to mention as well that this year is the 150th anniversary of Harlem High School. They're celebrating 150 years. So I think that's pretty amazing. I spoke to one of the coaches earlier, and he says that Harlem is sticking with it. They're staying steady. They said the ones to watch out for in Lincoln County for them were a couple running backs, number 4 and number 5, but they're keeping an eye on them and just doing everything they can to keep them back. John, AB, back to you.
All right, Kim, thanks. Nice senior pick. That's 2 senior picks this year. You and Kim Vickers now. You missed an incomplete pass. Our apologies for that. And so it is 4th down, 4th and a long 9. And for the first time tonight, we will see a punt.
Yeah, Judson Beggs is back to punt for Harlem, or for Lincoln County, that is.
Beggs can boot it, averaging 37 yards a kick, and pretty good one. Taken fair caught by Jason Rockefeller. And the Bulldogs will have the ball again at the 35. Rockefeller, pretty good name to have in a town named Harlem that was named for the borough in New York City.
They got a couple of Rockefellers, Camden and Jackson.
Well, if they're any relation, I'd probably need to get to know them.
Yeah. Right now, Harlem
has turned the momentum, have they not?
They have, and it's Lincoln County was just dominant there early, and Harlem does bounce back. They created 1 turnover, a couple of big plays through the air.
And this one will go to Howard again. He's been the man, and he can go. Howard across midfield in the Lincoln County territory at the 35-yard line. A 30-yard pickup and a fairway forward first down for the Bulldogs.
He's over 100 yards receiving now. 5 catches, averaging over 20 yards a catch. But you see the speed. He can accelerate. And now they've got Boyd back in that Wildcat formation.
This was the touchdown formation last time. Need some help. Well, it made something out of nothing there, diving ahead for a couple. Yeah, Lincoln County had him dead to rights back at the 37.
Well, this might be really bad news for Lincoln County. Their preseason All-State lineman is down on the ground, Donald Owens. And we're going to have an injury timeout here, it looks like.
Injured player on the field from the timeout.
John Howard. I don't know, when's the last time a Harlem received? Well, I guess C.J. Cullors did maybe in a couple of times in his days here, but very few 100-yard receivers. Now, what you do have from Harlem, John, is a bunch of 100-yard backs. As a matter of fact, we have never had Harlem on Game Night Live in the history of Game Night Live where they did not produce at least one back with 165 yards or more. Nathan with some good stats here. As a matter of fact, back in 2017, we did Game Night Live, and in that game, might be the only game ever in the history of broadcast that we've done where we had 2 backs with over 200 yards. In that game, A.J. Brown rushed for 220 and Cam Garnett rushed for 202. Then in 2018, A.J. Brown had 165 yards and a pair of scores. And then in 2019, it was Cam Garnett. That was the game where he ran wild against Epps with 23 carries, 281 yards, and a couple of scores. And then last year against Aquinas, Jeremiah Ellis, 16 carries, 234, and a pair of TDs, and Cam Garnett 188 yards and 3 TDs. So, yes, Harlem has done well running the football on Game Night Live.
And good news to report from the Lincoln County sideline. Donald Owens able to get up and run jog off under his own power.
Well, that is good to hear for sure. And 5 catches for 105 now for John Howard.
Well, Harlem does run the ball more than it throws it, but they have averaged over 100 yards passing each game this season. And another pass, this is going to be close to a first down, a couple of yards shy.
And keep in mind, they had a different quarterback that started game 1, Ethan Evangelista, who had a pretty good game, and now Ryan Newman has stepped in these last couple games and throwing the ball well tonight, that's for sure. He's putting it where it needs to go.
That one was to Jackson Rockefeller, the aforementioned, and the stop made by Ray Adcock. So 3rd and about 3 for the Bulldogs. And it's Newman, ball batted back in his face.
Nathan almost cursed him. Nathan said he's 10 for 10, and it looks like he's going to have his first incompletion. He says, no, let me catch this one.
He completes it to himself, which you rarely see in football.
He did it, though.
But bad news for the Dogs. He caught it for about a 6-yard loss. And so
prior to that throw, though, 11 for 11 for Newman.
And one thing Mark Boyder told me during our visit yesterday is if they can run the ball and complete short passes, they're successful.
Yep.
And I think you could check both of those boxes if you're Coach Boyder right now.
Well, you can see they're undersized up front. So those short passes, they got to get the ball out quick. And you saw the one long pass. It was either a run after the catch or the flea flicker. So, yeah, they've done it to perfection so far tonight.
Harlem will burn its first timeout with 1:18 left to play in the first half.
Yeah, 4th and 13, and you got maybe the best punter in the area.
Katie, the cheerleader.
See if you can pin them deep here, maybe.
She's throwing you out some stuff. So if you want something from her, pom-pom shirt.
Don't forget, for the best high school football coverage each and every Friday night, tune into Football Friday Night with Brendan Robertson and Colin Cody. No other station in this part of the country, our part of the country, covers more high school football 30 minutes each and every Football Friday Night. Brendan and Colin will have it for you tonight, 11:35 over on WJBF-TV. 6. Of course, each and every Sunday you can catch the rebroadcast, the encore presentation of Game Night Live. Get your NFL Sunday started with us. The encore presentation, high noon on Sunday over on WJBF News Channel 6. So, after talking about it during the timeout, it appears that the Bulldogs are going to kick it away.
And I think,
well,
hold on. Are they?
Not so fast, my friend.
I was about to say, I think it's the right call.
Now, here we go. Oh,
no,
they're going to fake it. It's Sterner. And well short. Well, at that position on the field, you're still going to set Lincoln County up there in their own territory.
But if you're going to do it, do you give yourself a better chance with Ryan Newman throwing the ball or Sterner running a?
It was a sort of a fake, but not really a fake.
Yeah.
Either way, it's Lincoln County football at the 39-yard line. Food has been delivered to the press box, and they just walked right by us.
Right by. I've lost I used to have some pull, John. I don't know anymore, man.
So Lincoln County will have 72 seconds, and they are 61 yards away from it.
Been a pretty good first half so far. Kind of what we thought. Two good teams playing a tight game. The first quarter belonged to Lincoln County. The second belonged to Harlem.
It's Jenkins, and the ball is out. A scrum.
Harlem's got it.
And the Bulldogs have it. How about that? Matthew Williams.
That is a monster. That's one way you get the first down. Give it back and then strip it.
If I'm Coach Boyer, I said, see, I look like a genius now. That's what I meant all along.
Let's see who got the ball out of there. That's the sophomore, his second fumble. And it was
Boyd.
Jacorius Boyd 32 got his hand in there, the other sophomore running back.
That'll be 1st and 10. Let's go.
He was being blocked, but he got his hand just in there.
So now it is Harlem, 63 seconds from the 33. Newman heaves, wide open. It is complete to Jason Kirkendall. Flag down now. Watch the call way back at the 43.
It's going to be a hole probably.
And I would imagine the Bulldogs are about to head in reverse.
Oh, and Nathan's saying roughing the passer.
Where it was thrown, it's usually a hold, but Nathan is correct.
Yeah, good call.
And so it goes from good to even better for the Bulldogs. They're going to be set up 1st and goal.
What a big play that fumble was. I mean, both of them were big, but that one in Lincoln County. Now you got to wonder how's the sophomore going to be affected going forward mentally in that second half. He's coughed it up twice.
34 yards to Kirkendall. And the Bulldogs, 1st and goal from the 6. A fairway forward 1st down. And they'll run it straight up the gut. No signal yet. Just short is Jason Williams.
Short by about 1.5 yards.
Down at about the 2-yard line, Jason Williams.
And in on the tackle for Lincoln County was a name that you might know from Lincoln County, Brinson Hurst.
There's always a Hurst. There's always a Norman.
Seems
There's not
that
a
way.
win this year.
We got 2 wins, John. What are you talking about? Had to throw in a dad joke.
That was a dad joke. Lincoln County wants to talk about it with 29 seconds left to play. Don't forget, coming up at the half, the Eichels Law Firm halftime show this week starring Kim Vickers. Again, filling in for Matt Lane this week. She'll have an interview with Harlem principal Casey Dees, highlight all the things going on around campus this week, or this year. We'll also hear from the Harlem Marching Band and introduce you to our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. By the way, well, first we'll get to this 2nd and goal situation for the Bulldogs. It's Williams. Still no signal.
Very
He
close.
did not get in. It'll be 3rd and goal. Clock ticks to 14 seconds.
He is right at the goal line here.
And Harlem will have to burn another timeout to stop the clock.
Well, you got 2 plays to get in. Well, maybe, depending on the clock.
And Nathan telling us that on the first 2 drives for Lincoln County, 141 yards total offense. The last 2 drives, 14 total yards.
Like I said, first quarter dominated by Lincoln County, and second quarter dominated by Harlem.
And 2 fumbles to go along with that.
In Harlem, remember, they had the one turnover as well, but you know, Lincoln County, and it's weird because Lincoln County came out, and it's almost like the wind's out of their sails a little bit here.
Harlem
and
really.
and they're leading.
Well, by the way, we are in Harlem, Georgia tonight. And, of course, Harlem's most famous son, AB, do you have any idea?
Oliver Hardy.
Oliver Hardy is correct. He was born here in Harlem back on January the 18th of 1892, and, of course, formed the famous comedy duo with Laurel and Hardy. And the Columbia Theater here, which still stands in downtown Harlem, showed movies up until 1963, now houses the Oliver Hardy Museum. If you have not been here to Harlem and checked it out, it is well worth your time. And next weekend, 2 weekends from now, October 2nd, the Oliver Hardy Festival returns for the first time in 2 years. Bulldogs on 3rd down.
That's Kirkendall.
They used to call it P44 Haynes. Georgia did. It's Kirkendall in the back of the end zone, channeling his inner Veron Haynes. And
Hobnail
touchdown.
boot.
It just looked just like the hobnail boot. Georgia fans know what I'm talking about. And the Bulldogs have struck again with 10 seconds left. And now lead 19-14. Looks like they will go for 2. Nathan tells us Newman now 13 for 13.
That's astounding. I don't know what's more impressive. The fact they've thrown 13 passes in the first half. They're keeping Lincoln County on their toes a little bit. I'm going to go for 2 here.
Throwing again. and it's batted away. No good. Apologies for the.
It was a little bit behind his target as well.
Number 40.
So with 10 ticks left, Harlem with a 5-point lead, 19-14.
Ball incomplete. Now bring your score here with 10 seconds to go here in the first
You got to
half.
give Harlem a lot of credit. They fell down 14-0, playing again a team with as much tradition as any team in Georgia, and a team that's had their number throughout history. And they came battling back and took the lead here. And will likely take it to the locker room, barring a crazy play, but we've seen crazier, I guess.
By the way, before the game, I had some folks come up to me and say, please talk about the Lady Dogs, the softball team.
Yeah.
So they are 16-3, 5-0 in their region.
Mike Leverett, man, he has done a great job with them.
So kudos to them. And they wanted us to mention their next home game coming up on the 21st of this month against Burke County. So if you can make it out and support Harlem's softball team, please do.
Well, the baseball team made a run last year in the playoffs, and that was led by a player named Tristan McClatty. The McClatty name is popular throughout Columbia County. Tristan, by the way, recently committed to Clemson in baseball. He'll join Leighton
Lackey
Yep.
from Evans.
Franklin Brown on the return, trying to get to the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's got it.
Sure does.
Oh, Tony Hart. That might be the hit of the game. Tony Hart. Those are two big kids going at it there.
Might be a touchdown saving play as well, because that's going to do it for the half. If he gets loose there, could have been a situation for Lincoln County. Quickly before we go to the half, we set this whole thing up talking about how these two teams run the ball at one another.
Yeah.
How about this stat at the half? Harlem, 157 yards passing, 72 on the ground.
This might be a school record for Newman if he keeps this up.
It's working so far. Your score at the half, Harlem leads Lincoln County 19-14. The Eichels Law Firm halftime show is next.
Hey, and welcome back. Welcome to the Eichels Law Firm halftime show. Right now behind me, we've got the Lincoln County Red Devils band on the field playing, so let's take a look.
Jacob Warts on flugelhorn, ladies and gentlemen. Red Devil Nation, let's stand and show the true spirit as the band exits the field playing our fight song.
And we're standing here. We're standing here with the principal of Harlem High School, Mr. Casey Dees. Tell us a little bit about, this is the 150th year at Harlem High School. Tell us a little bit about that and maybe some of the things that you guys have going on this year that's exciting.
Well, it is the 150th anniversary of our school, and we're just so proud of the environment that our booster club, Mr. Rebecca Sterner, has helped create, and it's just a great place to have football Friday night, and we're proud of our fans, our student section. They just do a great job for us. Our band, everybody chips in. It just makes for a great Friday night.
Sure, and earlier you were telling me a little bit about, that the community has really stepped up and really kind of come out and showed their support for Harlem High School. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, our Harlem High School has always had a fan base that would come out, whether you win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. They've always came out. This year's been really special, and our kids are starting to get excited about what we're doing, both on the football field. Our softball teams, I think, is ranked number 1 right now. And everybody's just getting excited about what's going on around here, and that's what we want.
Sure. So, again, we mentioned 150 years. Do you have any special events for that?
Well, we've got homecoming coming up, and we're going to have a lot of special events for that. Of course, our kids are going to dress up for their dress-up days. We're going to try our best to have a good pep rally for them and stuff like that, and just make it fun.
All right, and you have one more thing coming up. Harlem High School finally has an alumni association, so tell us about that.
Well, we've had a lot of people, yourself included, that's been helping us out trying to organize that, and we really appreciate the job that they're doing and look forward to great things from them.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Dees. And now it's time to announce the Ray Gun Award. Sorry, we're tossing a break. So y'all come on back. We're going to come back for the rest of the halftime show next. And welcome back to the Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. Now taking the field is the Harlem High School Bulldog Band, so let's give a listen. Hey, welcome back. Now it's time for the Ray Guy Award, Punters of the Game for Lincoln County High School. That's going to be number 7, Judson Beggs. He's a junior. And for Harlem High School, that is going to be number 12, Brett Sterner. He is a senior. John, AB, back to you.
All right, Kim, appreciate that. The Eichels Law Firm halftime show continues after this. Welcome back to the Eichels Law Firm halftime show. At the half, it is Harlem leading Lincoln County 19-14. And it is time to take our first look tonight at the South Carolina Governor's School of Honors scoreboard, AB.
There you go, and we do have some good ball games going on tonight. Probably the best matchup was the Burke County North Augusta game on the left side of your screen there. Burke County leading that one 14-7. Evans running into a wall. They're 4-0, but they're playing in the House of Pain, and they are feeling it tonight. 22-0. Washington County getting it done there so far. Aquinas does lead Strong Christian 20-0. Southeast Bullock, that score is now 10-7 or 10-6. Southeast Bullock leads Grovetown. Augusta Christian, that score, let me give you an update. It's now 24-7. Augusta Christian leading over Heathwood Hall. And a couple other scores from around the area not on your screen. Augusta Prep, 34-7 at the half over Lake Oconee Academy. And Jefferson County, of course, J.B. Arnold's squad, they lead Butler 21-6.
And before we wrap things up on the Eichels Law Firm halftime show, let's get you your QBs by the quarter for the second quarter, as always brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Yeah, and it was an incredible first half for Ryan Newman. 13 of 13 for the Harlem quarterback. I don't know that a Harlem quarterback's ever thrown for 157 in the first half.
We'd have to look it up. We'll get Nathan on that.
Yeah, 157 yards and a TD for Newman in that first half. He did have the one incompletion, but it was on a 2-point conversion, so technically that does not count against the stats. For Lincoln County, their quarterback, of course, Trey Huff, only threw the ball 3 times. He was 1 of 3 for 20 yards. He ran the ball as a couple of times, no real yardage to show for it. And that's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
All right, teams are back out on the field, getting ready for the second half. Not only does Harlem have a 5-point lead, the Bulldogs are going to get the second half kickoff. That's when we return. Thanks for watching the Eichels Law Firm halftime show. Game Night Live continues with the second half. Come on. Back in Harlem, where the teams are retreating to their respective sidelines. We're almost ready for the second half kickoff. Harlem will have the ball first and the lead, 19-14.
Well, and they had the ball for the most part the entire first half. 18 minutes and 21 seconds time of possession for the Bulldogs compared to just 5:39 for their opponent. So,
and we're all sort of standing up here in a state of shock because we're used to Harlem just pounding the ball. 157 yards passing in the first half.
Well, and the pass attempts, 13. Yeah. I mean, that's 3 games for past Harlem teams. This year they're throwing it a little more. They're mixing it up a little more. Short passes. And every now and then they'll take a deep one with Howard, who's had a big game, 5 catches over 100 yards. The big stat that stood out to me was in the second quarter, 6 offensive plays for Lincoln County. And they had 2 fumbles. So 4 plays that didn't give the ball back to Harlem on offense.
And the Bulldogs are about to get it here. 18 minutes and 21 seconds. I can't get over that number.
Yeah.
The time of possession in the first half. If Lincoln County doesn't have the football, Red Devils can't score. It goes without saying.
Well, they had a 16-play drive in the first quarter, and they had 6 offensive plays in the second. That tells you something.
Well, that was interesting. It looked like I don't know if it was a aborted onside kick or if the ball fell off the tee. We'll see if we have a Busby's Heating and Air replay. Either way, it's going to be Harlem football at the 41-yard line. We do not have a second look at it. That was strange.
I know somebody that's glad we don't have a second look at it. The Lincoln County kicker's probably thanking his lucky stars right now that we don't look at it.
So the end result is Harlem 1st and 10 at the Lincoln County 41, and things continue to go the Bulldogs' way.
Yeah, weird way to start the half, but if you're Harlem, you'll take it. Again, that dominant second quarter.
And they're going to throw again. Newman
this time
has a man again. This time just out of the outstretched fingertips of Jackson Rockefeller.
Well, that's one of those where Rockefeller, the coaches are going to say, just run. He was looking back for the ball, and then when he realized he was going to be the target, he takes off. At that point, it's too late. You've got to put on the speed first, then look up for the ball.
Ball's incomplete, be second and 10.
He took a shot downfield, though. Direct snap to
And it's
Boyd.
Boyd again in that wild Bulldog formation. Pick up of a couple.
Boyd. Going down at about the 36-yard line.
That was Owens bringing him down from behind. Good news there, because remember he had to come out momentarily in the first half with a little minor injury.
So call it 3rd and 5.
Bluger on the tackle for Lincoln County.
Boyd with 25 yards rushing in the first half. Picks up another 5 here. Bulldogs need to get to the 32-yard line. They'll call on Boyd again. This is Williams actually pushing straight ahead to the 30. Enough for a first down.
It's Jason going forward. And
the 1-2 punch continues to be effective for Harlem.
Well, usually you would say if a team threw the ball that much in the first half, how do they dominate time possession? Because Harlem really only threw one deep pass. Everything else was basically like a run, because it was a short pass that you completed that kept the clock running.
Fairway forward first down. Williams back to work. And dragged back.
That's Jason Williams.
And here's the crazy thing. Lincoln County's actually done a great job against the run. This is the Jason Williams kid that dominated in the first 3 games. And really Boyd, too. They were 2 of the state's leading rushers coming into tonight's game. But Lincoln County's done a good job there. But by doing that, by focusing on that, they've opened the door for that young man right there, Ryan Newman, to have a big game.
Williams did pick up 2 on forward progress. 2nd and 8. Over the middle, wide open, and dropped, and that was Jonathan Howard. Jonathan, such a great ball game. 5 catches for 105 yards, but he'd like to have that one back.
Well, he had a little bit of alligator arms there, and I think he would even admit that. If you watch, the safety, Trey Huff, is coming over, and Howard felt that presence for sure, because that was wide open, but he knew he was going to take a shot there.
Just the 2nd incompletion for Newman. The first was earlier on this drive. This is Sterner, and it'll be close.
It's an automatic 5 yards almost every time they run that play.
Be 4th and 2. Call it a long 2, short 3. As you take a look at the Busby's heating and air replay, and you're right, AB. Every time they swing it to that side, Sterner's good for 5 to 7.
Take advantage of this field position.
So the Bulldogs will keep the offense on the field. 4th and 3 from the 23. And exactly what Mark Boyder wanted. The Bulldogs got the Devils to jump off sides, and that'll be an automatic first down.
Well, one of the keys to the game for Lincoln County, play a clean game. No turnovers, no penalties. That is a big penalty. And then, of course, they had the 2 turnovers in the first half. You're not going to win on the road against a good team, and Harlem is a good team.
Not only a fairway forward first down, but also into the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone. And this is Williams spinning, still on his feet. Williams to the 15.
Good hard run that time. Took a couple of shots, but kept going.
Pick up a 4.
And Harlem on the move and also running the clock.
Again, 18 minutes worth of possession in the first half, already almost 3 full minutes, the first 3 minutes of this second half. 2nd and 6. It's Boyd. Spins off a tackler and then not this time, says.
One of the few times we've seen Boyd run the ball where he wasn't getting a direct snap.
I think that was Brenson Hurst. Got him by the shoestring. So 3rd and 4.
We got to take advantage of this field position. Let's go field section. Let me hear that field section. Get up on your feet.
Big 3rd down for Lincoln County, trying to get the defense off the field. Newman needs room. Throws into and out of the hands of Sterner.
He had actually a couple of receivers open there, and Sterner, usually sure-handed, but that time unable to hold on to the football. They faked the pitch left to Boyd, and then went right where they had 4 receivers in that pattern, but unable to get it.
That was the wrong side of the field. Sterner's way more comfortable on the left side.
Yeah.
So now the Bulldogs will reach for a 29-yard field goal, and it will be Sterner, who has 1 field goal attempt this year.
This is big because it makes it an 8-point game if he's able to knock it in.
From 29 yards out. And Brett Sterner is true. And the Bulldogs extend the lead now 22-14 over Lincoln County. Well, the T-Mobile student section with plenty of reason to celebrate right now on, we believe, Cowboy Night. We see a lot of cowboy hats in the crowd, or maybe that's just a wardrobe choice. Either way, the T-Mobile student section here at Harlem excited tonight. Their Bulldogs up 22-14 after marching 41 yards in 10 plays and eating another 3 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock.
Well, after not beating Lincoln County since 1981, this would be their 2nd straight win in the series if they're able to get it done as well.
Again, these two teams first met 99 years ago. 2 of the longest tenured high schools in the CSRA. Don't forget, at the end of the game, we'll announce our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game, as well as our Powerade play of the game and our East Central Health District hit of the game. That is all coming your way after this one, but business to be tended to. 8:21 left to play in this 3rd quarter. They're having some trouble keeping the ball on the tee, so Tony Hart will do the honors.
Good teammate right there.
Yeah. And now we're off. And this is Gartrell. Gartrell with the big first half, and will set Lincoln County up at the 36-yard line.
Number 5.
Well, he had a big first quarter.
Yep.
In the 2nd quarter, he didn't get to do anything.
Number 22.
You know, it's just crazy. I mean, he had 6 carries for 96 yards in the first half, and most of that, again, in that first quarter.
You brought up a good point after the field goal. It is now an 8-point game, so Lincoln County faces needing 6 and a 2-point conversion. Maybe a little early to do that math, but the way Harlem has kept the football, you don't know how many more chances you're going to get. Gartrell on first down. And we mentioned the big first half he had. Or first quarter he had 96 yards, and another 4 or 5 here.
That was one of the Herter brothers there. That was number 22, Xavier Herter.
Yeah, they gave him a few more than I gave him credit for. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and about 2 there.
Nothing fancy. Up the gut. Huff with first down. Pushed the pile ahead almost to midfield.
And number 24.
Well, Huff he's a solid player. You don't, again, nothing flashy with him. He's going to usually be handing the ball off. They don't throw it a lot. But I mentioned he's a tough customer, one of their leading tacklers on defense. First year as the starter at the quarterback position.
And as you might expect, when the time of possession is so lopsided as it was in that first half, the total yardage also lopsided as the Red Devils give it to Jones, and Jones with a nice run into Harlem territory all the way up to the 36-yard line.
Got a Harlem player down as well. It's a good run by Jones, man. He hit that hole hard.
Another fairway forward first down for the Red Devils. We're trying to get a number on the Harlem player that is shaken up. They have an injury timeout here. With 7:03 left to play, it'll give us a chance to remind you about the social media aspects of Game Night Live. Be sure to follow us on all your social media throughout the season for your scores, highlights, players of the game, photos, and more. We're on Twitter, Facebook, I'm on Facebook at John Hart at John Hart WJBF. You think I know my own name? At John Hart WJBF on Twitter. At AB Sportsline on Twitter. The shaken up player for Harlem is Wyatt McCullough, but he is back up on it. You can see him in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. He is now back up, walking off, so hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him.
And I think, John, he's the guy who recovered the first fumble. I'm almost positive.
It was for
It was for something, and I was almost positive it was him.
Yeah, we'll give it to him anyway. If not, I'm sure whoever actually did it's mom will.
We'll find out.
Will let us know.
We'll find out if he didn't. That's the funny thing. We won't find out if he did. But if he did not, we'll hear
definitely.
about it.
Oh, Lord. Don't get me started on kickers. And it's Huff on first down. Pickup of 6.
That'll be Brock Logan on the tackle.
Well, this is a big, important drive for Lincoln County.
The Red Devils moving the ball well.
Because they haven't really been able to stop Harlem since that first drive, really, when you think about it. They stopped on fourth down, but even that drive, Harlem moved the ball. So really important that they come away with some points here, in my opinion.
Again, you don't know how many more times you're going to touch the football.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
What a fake. Keeps fairway forward, first down, into the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone. And a pickup of...
Have we ever had the hit of the game on a ball carrier that didn't have the ball? Because Vandre Thomas absolutely demolished the running back. Huff faked the handoff, though. You watch on this replay, watch Vandre Thomas. I mean, right here, boom.
Oh.
He crushes Gartrell, but Huff did a good job of keeping it himself there.
15 yards for Huff.
They're in the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone.
And this time it's Jenkins.
You see how tight he's holding the football there, John?
You bet. That may have been addressed at halftime.
Yeah, I think so. Lee Huff gets get a little fiery, and I'm sure he did. This kid's going to be a good one, though. Like we talked about Boyd for Harlem, also a 10th grader, is that young man, Samaj Jenkins.
Pickup of 5. Red Devils not in any hurry. Long ball control drive, taking the time. Huff swings it out. Gartrell slinged out.
Man, terrific play at the open field by Brock Logan. He was giving up some size to Brown, but he was able to bring him down.
It was Brown. My apologies.
All right, it's time we get off our seats, so let's give the defense a hand.
So,
let's get up and give the defense a hand.
First and goal for the Red Devils just inside the 5-yard line on the pass play to Brown.
All right.
It's Gartrell.
Yeah,
it's a touchdown.
Untouched. That was a big drive for Lincoln County.
And the Red Devils will go for 2 here. And try to even it up. This is a fun little ball game.
Yeah, it's true. We again, you anticipated a close game with them. Harlem is much improved. Lincoln County, always tough. And
Huff, misdirection, and it is complete for the 2-point conversion. Jack Antonakis. He's a touchdown catch this year. He can add a 2-point conversion to it, and we are right back where we started, AB.
Yeah, nice
all
play
time,
call.
22-22.
Yeah, I like that play call by Lincoln County. They fake it to the ball carrier, roll right, and then throw back left to the tight end. Speaking of tight ends, the Georgia Bulldogs might have the best tight end in the country.
Yeah, I like it when you talk like this.
He is a good one. He's going to be in the NFL for a long time. I'm telling you, this kid is really good.
He's been fun to watch so far.
Some guys just look like they belong, and not just the fact that he's putting up numbers. I mean, playing really well. Beck? What's his name, Beck?
You're thinking of the backup quarterback.
No. Bowers, yeah.
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers, yeah. I was going to say Brock Beck, but it didn't sound right. So.
Lincoln County went 64 yards in 8 plays and 3 minutes and 46 seconds to tie it up.
Brock Logan on the return.
And Howard on the return.
We're all down at about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, might have the win. Yeah, he's holding that left
Actually,
arm.
that was Brock Logan.
He's holding his arm, and he gets up limping. He didn't like that exchange. Didn't go well.
Yeah, looks like the right leg bothering him a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
I like the way, though, he holds on to that football. He is not giving that thing up.
So 4:31 left in the third.
And now this will be interesting to see what Harlem does on this drive.
Bulldogs start from their 32-yard line and out of the wild dog formation. And Boyd punches ahead for about 3.
Yeah, he fought. He got hit hard by Franklin Brown, but was able to push Ford Owens in on the tackle. Also, number 13, that's Crite. There's always Crite's another name we see a lot on this Lincoln County team. CJ and RJ. That was CJ in 13. And by the way, you want to see a good-looking freshman. How about the middle linebacker, 9th grader?
2nd and 7. Boyd will throw this time, and it is complete out to Howard. They're not going to get a whole lot out of it, but that was fun.
Well, hold on Williams, too, I believe.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are retreating.
Number 16, John on the receiving end.
And it will be.
Well, John gets the catch, but that's going to hurt his yards per catch. But
we haven't had a lot of penalties tonight. It has been a cleanly played game.
So thrown behind the passer, so will not count as a completion.
Again, Mark Attaway is our referee tonight.
That'll be holding.
It is holding.
Well, I believe it was Williams, and it was right in front of the official. He's trying to block for Howard out there.
So we'll do it again, 2nd and 17 now.
Here comes Newman. Is that the first penalty?
Yeah, the offsetting penalties in the first half.
Other than that, the first penalty against Harlem of the game. That's Coach Boyder. That's something he should be proud of. Especially, I mean, it's still pretty early in the season.
Long way to go for the Bulldogs. Need to get to the 34-yard line. Some misdirection inside. It is Williams. Williams with running room and a first down across midfield into Lincoln County territory. Hold everything, though. There is a flag back at the 40.
And that's bad. I love the play call. I love the play call. We hadn't seen that the whole game. They were saving it. What a play call, and it's going to come back likely because of the hold, it appears.
Again, I believe that consensus vote's going to be holding.
Man, everybody going that to the right, and they come back to the left.
Big break for Lincoln County.
Against Harlem. That'll be a spot foul there.
That's going to back the Bulldogs all the way up to the 29-yard line. So all of a sudden, this drive has started to sputter for the Bulldogs.
The momentum changes in this game have been crazy. First, it was all Lincoln County, 14-0. Harlem then comes back, scores 22 unanswered. And now Lincoln County with a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and maybe a defensive stand.
Newman to throw. Has a man over the middle. Complete. It is Howard, and he is up to the 38-yard line. So he'll get about half of it back. And he'll bring up a big third down.
Well, that's what you want to. You don't need to get it all back in one play. Now they've made it third. It's still third and long, but third and certainly more manageable.
Third and about 3.5.
Actually shorter than I thought. I thought it was going to be about third and
same
5.
here. Williams slipped, and he'll be short. Tough break for Williams.
He may pick up about a yard and a half. Or he's going to
had a lot of rain here yesterday. Those of you who live here know that. If you're watching on the live stream, you may not. They canceled the JV game here last night to keep the field in good position, but there are probably still some wet spots out there. So third and about 2.
Umpire timeout for a measurement.
And there'll be a measurement. So with that, we'll take it down to Kim Vickers once more for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
I'm standing here with members of the Harlem Pop Warner. This is the vice president. What's your name, sir?
John Rickerson.
John Rickerson. And tell us a little bit about Harlem Pop Warners and what you guys do.
Yes, ma'am. We have cheer and football, and we like to just grow the characters of the kids and make sure that we implement education as well.
Awesome. So, hey, what is your name?
Kamala Frails.
And what do you like about being a cheerleader with Pop Warner?
Good.
You like it? And what's your name?
Aiden Peliquin.
And what do you like about being a football player?
I like the people, the coaches. I like being 3-0, about to be 4-0 against Lincoln County on Saturday.
That's right.
Well, that's pretty great. This, folks, is the future of Harlem High School football and cheerleading. John, AB, back to you.
And as you saw on the split screen, it is a first down for the Bulldogs, and Williams back to work and met hard at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a big collision there. Williams gave it as much as he took it. By the way, John Rickerson, the coach for that Pop Warner program in Harlem, was a heck of a player.
He looks like
for
it.
Harlem back in the day as well.
Williams got 5, hit hard by Donald Owens, and that's good because Owens was shaken up earlier in this game.
Yeah, Owens has had a pretty good game. He, like I said, he was a preseason first-team All-State.
Back to the Wild Dog. Not a lot.
Yeah, again, Lincoln County has done a pretty good job against the ground game. They have not been able to stop the passing game of Harlem, which I'm sure, again, Harlem this year has certainly been more balanced than they've been in a long time, but I don't think anybody expected that is what would cause harm for the Red Devils tonight, that passing game. And the passing attack has been pretty darn good for Harlem.
And you have to tip your cap to Mark Boyder and his staff.
Yeah.
Kept us off, if we're off guard up here.
Yeah.
Imagine down there. Here we go again with the direct snap and a first down and then some. Boyd fighting hard up to the 43-yard line.
Well, one thing about all 4 of the key backs in this game, Boyd and Williams for Harlem and Jenkins and Gartrell for Lincoln County, man, they all run hard. I mean, that's a 10th grader taking 3 guys hitting him, and he keeps the legs going and pounding. Just good, hard run.
Needed 4, got 10. And a fairway forward first down for the Bulldogs. Keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving. Newman wants a bunch. He's got him. It's Howard. Into the end zone. Howard, touchdown.
Lincoln County is so worried about the run, even though they've been throwing it. Not only was John Howard wide open, but on the other side he had Kirkendall wide open. He could have thrown to either one of them. He had 81 right open down the middle of the field. And John Howard, have yourself a game, young man. Ryan Newman, have yourself a game, young man.
41 yards from Newman to Howard. And Sterner to give Harlem a 7-point lead. And he does. The aerial assault of the Harlem Bulldogs.
How about 7 catches for 158 and 2 touchdowns for Howard?
That'll do.
Or actually,
that'll do
one touchdown, sorry.
That'll do for a day's work.
Well, and it also will do because last year, all season, according to Nathan on Game Night Live, Jonathan Burns at South Aiken had the highest total, 114 yards. And, well, that has been eclipsed big time tonight by John Howard.
Well, while we have a second, let's get to America's favorite segment here on Game Night Live. Of course, the Stump AB Trivia question.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. So, we mentioned earlier Jimmy Lewis, okay? By the way, I feel like, don't look at the screen, don't look at the screen. You at home can look at the screen. AB, you cannot look at the screen. So, I went easy on you this week. This should be so I'm setting you up here. This should be so in your wheelhouse that if you don't get it, I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Oh, wow.
This is your wheelhouse. So, we mentioned Jimmy Lewis earlier, what he's done here at Harlem. One of his proudest moments came in 1990 when Harlem beat Evans, ending Evans' state record winning streak. The question is, how many games did Evans win? That is still a state record. Here's Gartrell on the return, all the way to midfield.
Tony Hart able to bring him down, but not before Gartrell sets Lincoln County up in great field position.
Following about the 48-yard line. If you will, ladies and gentlemen, while we got a break in action, I do need to make an announcement.
So we'll get one more snap in here before the end of the quarter. We'll let AB think about the trivia question. I don't think you're going to have to think very hard on that one, are you?
I don't need to think on this one. I don't think so.
I have to go light on you sometimes.
And I appreciate it more than you know. These keep me up at night.
So Harlem goes 68 yards in 8 plays, takes another 4:12 off the clock, or 4:12 off the clock.
Miss Wall will come see you.
But now 45-yard return by Gartrell has Lincoln County in good shape. And they'll run it to the sophomore. Nice
Jenkins.
move.
Oh, what a
Jenkins.
fake. What a
Fairway
fake.
forward, first down, and then some. Still on his feet. How did he do that?
Whoa. How about this?
This might be the play of the year.
Make
on Game
it
Night
up
Live.
for the fumbles.
Had him wrapped up on the sideline over there.
I mean, they had him wrapped up. He makes a great fake right there, and it looks like they've got him. I mean, he's wrapped up.
Keeping up?
No, he's not.
Wow.
Wow, what a run by the 10th grader. Unreal. We have had some ball games this year on Game Night Live, folks.
48-yard touchdown run.
That's the second time they've run a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage tonight.
Yep, on the first
On
play
a
from
series,
scrimmage.
Yeah.
Extra point.
Who needs a time of possession?
Who needs time of possession? Just score on the first play. Nothing to it. That'll take us through 3. What a way to end the quarter for Lincoln County. And again, we are right back where we started. Don't go anywhere. 12 minutes to decide it on Game Night Live, 29-all. 12 minutes to decide this one. Harlem and Lincoln County, back and forth they have gone. Oh, dangerous for Harlem. But falling on the football was Elijah Evangelista, sophomore. And the Bulldogs will set up shop at the 30, we keep walking. Nope, 39-yard line is where it'll be.
What a game.
Before they get going, let's get you your QBs by the quarter for the third quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Well, and of course, the 41-yard touchdown pass just moments ago certainly helping the cause. 16 of 19 for Ryan Howard, 217 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then for Lincoln County, Trey Huff, 3 of 4 for 33 yards. He also has 7 rush attempts for 37 yards. And that's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
And the other stat we have been keeping our eye on all night long, that time of possession. Harlem now through 3 quarters, 26-12, leaving only 9:48 for the Lincoln County Red Devils. And somehow,
but again, 2 of their touchdowns took about 20 seconds each. So
where it matters, the Red Devils are all even, 29 apiece.
So who blinks first here?
The penalty gives Harlem a first and 5, I should say. And got him again. So the Red Devils are going to hand the Bulldogs a first down here.
In a tight game like that, you get them 3 times, that's 15 yards. That's big, and that's what's happened in this one. Remember, one of those was on a 4th and 3 earlier in the game.
It's one of the more unique fairway forward first downs we've had this season. But why not after a touchdown run that I have a feeling we're going to see several more times this season. So back to work goes Williams, and got his feet knocked out from him. Somehow stayed on them, but then took some punishment.
And Franklin Brown was actually it was number 8, not number 9 for Lincoln County coming out. I was about to give Franklin Brown credit. He's been all over the place tonight. But there were several Lincoln County Red Devils in there. Number 8, DeMontre Booker. Number 6, R.J. Crite.
Loss of a couple.
About a yard and a half, we're to be 2nd and 11.
Newman to throw again. Another deep ball. And the crowd here wants pass interference, and they are going to get it. Samaj Jenkins with the great touchdown run moments ago, but things turn quickly in a football game, and he's going to get flagged for PI here.
He was going for Jackson Rockefeller. And all that was the case of is the defensive back not knowing where the ball was. And, you know, I feel for the kid. That was Samaj Jenkins, who
just
he's had a couple of fumbles, but he did have the big touchdown run. And, I mean, he's a 10th grader. Those are some things he's going to learn. But
has a bright future in Lincoln County, to be sure. But it's a fairway forward first down for the Bulldogs, and it's Boyd pushing the pile ahead for a couple.
You'd prefer to learn those lessons in practice, not in a close game like this.
Sure, Lee Hoskus would prefer he learned them in practice,
yeah,
not in a game like this. 2nd and 8.
Mr. James, I think there's been a hearse at Lincoln County since
Newman looking like Brooks Pangle from a year ago out here.
Did not see it coming, but it's fun to watch. And now the ground game. Boyd. Oh, what a tough run by Boyd for a first down. A fairway forward first down to the 25. Pickup of 11.
That's a kid that's about 5'8", 175 pounds, just giving it everything he got. And we have been blessed some of these games this year so far. And it looks like we got ourselves another one that may come down to the wire.
And even last week, which was a lopsided score, Silver Bluff was a very entertaining team to watch.
Well, and it was our chance to see one of the best running backs in South Carolina, and Trayvon Dunbar, and he did not disappoint.
As Boyd is pushed back.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw, but on his Twitter page, we got to see, you know, the long run he had with the great fake. On his Twitter page, he had the end zone view where you really got to see the fake, and it was pretty fun to watch.
That's Tevin Gartrell on the stop for Lincoln County. 2nd and 8.
Another good run, just solid. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Boyd sets up 3rd and 4. They are the nose of the football touching the Augusta disposable and recycling red zone.
You can see how creative they get here. They've got some backups in the game at some key spots here. So let's see what they do. They're going back
Push
to
it
Boyd.
ahead with Boyd, looking for a hole.
What a run! And he's not gonna. You think he's got it?
He's close.
Even if he's short,
down,
even if he's short, that was a heck of a run. That was a gutsy call on 3rd and 4th. I think that leads me to believe they were probably going for it on 4th no matter what.
We'll go ahead and give it a Ken Nugent one call. That's all moment, but looks like it's a pretty easy decision for Mark Boyder.
Boy, we just saw something that those two young men are going to regret, John Hart. In the stands. Did you see it?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I can't ignore it. We just saw two young men in the Harlem student section taking a selfie together.
Oh, my goodness. You and I would never do that.
No.
As they push ahead for the first down behind.
I won't even FaceTime people.
I've never FaceTime once in my life.
The calls come in, and my friends or my daughter or whoever be like, why didn't you answer? I'm like, because I'm a grown man. I'm not going to FaceTime you.
Into the Augusta disposal and recycling red zone. Go the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Boyd is the back again. Newman will throw. He's got Sterner. Couldn't keep his feet.
Yeah, he stumbled a little bit, and that allowed the defender from Lincoln County, that's number 8, Booker, coming up making a play. Well, I give
about 5.
Coach Boyder and his crew, his team, his coaches, they have called an excellent game tonight.
They can get a first down without a touchdown if they can get inside the 5-yard line.
The patience on that one misdirection run, the patience not to run that earlier in the game to save it, those little things are impressive. Oh, and a big hit
what
by
a
Brown.
stick made by Brown.
We've had 4 that could be the hit of the game tonight. And Brown's been involved in a couple.
Yep. And, of course, we'll be awarding the East Central Health District hit of the game. during the post-game show. 7 minutes and 22 seconds from right now. But first, a big third down, 3rd and 9 with the loss.
And loses a few, will be 3rd and 9.
Newman firing, dangerous, picked off.
And
it
look
is
who it
Jenkins.
is.
Boy, he has been everywhere tonight, and another big play for Lincoln County. And Samaj Jenkins seems to be in the middle of everything, both good and bad tonight.
Yeah.
But a touchdown saving play here to keep the score tied at 29.
Well, and he had the pass interference earlier, so big. But you think about it, he's had 2 fumbles in the pass interference, but he's also got the huge touchdown run and then that big pick.
And Nathan tells us it was who?
Zeller.
Oh, it was the C.J. Zeller, who we haven't really talked about a lot tonight other than
And
wearing
he's
a
usually
44 jersey.
one of their leaders, yeah.
But he was able to get a hand on that ball and lead to the interception. And so now Lincoln County with the ball at its own 20 and 7:01 left to go.
I said who's the first to blink, and Harlem does it with the turnover.
And it may be who's the last to have the football.
Might be, yeah. Now Harlem's defense, they need to come up with a play. They've stripped the ball away from Jenkins twice. Gartrell is in there. Jenkins is in there. Huff calling the signal score. Actually, it's Jones. They're going to give it to Gartrell.
And Gartrell trying to find that corner. And now just picking and choosing his way all the way up to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 18.
That was a good patient run. He waited. And
Le'Veon Bell sort of
he did.
hesitation.
Kind of waited until he found his spot.
And another fairway forward first down for the Red Devils. You know, in week 3, we had Kevin Sapp score 4 touchdowns for Lakeside and almost become the first. If they had won that game, he would have been the first to be offensive and defensive player of the game. You could throw Samaj Jenkins into that argument.
Yeah. The interception on D, the long touchdown to tie it up a moment ago on offense. Franklin Brown, though, has been outstanding on defense.
He really has.
On the tackle.
And we will be bringing you the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game in the post-game show.
He picks up about 4. We'll be
got to settle a score here first.
I mean, it's winded down. We're at 6 minutes now. I mean,
Gartrell now at 228 all-purpose yards.
Yeah, 42 of that, I think, was that kick return.
Second and 7.
And that was a different back. Was that Brown?
That was
number 28.
Yeah, it was Franklin Brown.
Number 24.
Little wrinkle in the offense for the Red Devils.
On the tackle.
So this is a big third down now. I mean, that's an understatement.
Well, if you're Harlem, if you're Lincoln County, run away from 66. If you're Harlem, you want Vandre Thomas 66 to make a play here. He's lined up on the far side of your screen at defensive end.
Boy, he is a big man.
They go right up the gut.
And should have it. And they do.
Got it easily.
Fresh set of downs for the Devils.
That's one way to take him out of the play.
By the way, if the guys in the truck at some point can get a shot of the scoreboard here at Harlem at some point when we have a stoppage in play, it is a beautiful new scoreboard here. And it was completely, look at that thing. It's got the LED lights.
Yeah.
And completely paid for through donations. Boosters
awesome.
and fans. And it shows you the support this Harlem program is building, but desperately trying to hang on here. Ball is on the ground. And Johnny on the spot. Newman able to fall out. Huff able to fall on it.
Yeah, 74 for Harlem. Dove in there. That's Williams. He's already come up with 1 fumble tonight.
Did lose 3.
Be second about 13.
Second and 13. And close to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd and long.
That was a whole pack of dogs on that stop.
A lot of black shirts on the stop for Harlem. Clock under 4 minutes now. 3:40 to be exact. I'll do my best to keep you up to date on the down and distance here. This is going to be 3rd and 11.
Really good play.
Huff looking for help from the sidelines. Harlem, the T-Mobile student section, and the rest of the crowd on its feet. Huff got away from one man and will not get away from the second one.
The wide receiver never moved, Franklin Brown. There's
a flag. There was some confusion, definitely.
I don't know if the ball was supposed to be snapped.
Now, this is going to be a large call.
Number 66,
Will it be 4th and long? Or
What?
the penalty give Lincoln County a first down?
If it's a face mask, it was a bad call because now horse collar, good call. Face mask, no. If that's what
Here's
the call.
Mark Attaway.
Oh, he didn't get the face mask. He did get it. He did get in the shoulder pad though.
So Harlem gives Lincoln County a gift first down.
Yeah. And that's a tough vantage point from the official because it happened behind the running back, or in this case the quarterback, was blocking his view.
And if the Red Devils do indeed win this game, they will talk about that call deep into the night.
Yeah.
Here in Harlem.
That was a tough one.
3:03 left.
Like I said, it was a penalty either way, but it wasn't necessarily the personal. It could have been a horse collar instead of the face mask.
It's Jenkins. Has a blocker. Jenkins. Another first down. Fairway Ford first down up to the 24-yard line.
Well,
13-yard pickup.
I know where both his arms were on that carry. Around that football.
You bet.
He does not want to get off that up again. And now if you're Harlem, you've got to make a play. I mean, under 3 minutes.
Cameron Miller, Lincoln County's kicker, has kicked a field goal. His long is 29 yards. So you would have to get to the 12-yard line. You would think. But he might have 30 or 35 in him.
And that's Jones.
And Jones pushed back, but he'll pick up maybe one. That'll take us more than likely under the 2-minute mark.
Andre Thomas got a cramp. He was about to come out, and then he said, no, shook it off. Too important play here. And the big fella saying no, waving off his replacement who was coming into the game.
2nd and 8 from the 23.
Oh, what a play. Oh, and he didn't hang on to
Gartrell
it.
got out of it. Gartrell will score.
The last 2 touchdown runs by Lincoln County have been pretty special. Hunter Rippey had him dead to rights in the backfield, perfectly played, and just didn't hang on to him. Watch this replay. They give it to Gartrell, and look, Rippey is right there. You just got to hold on.
Oh.
And he is going to be thinking about that one because he had him perfectly played.
23 yards. What a pair of touchdown runs for Lincoln County and the Red Devils. With a 35-29 lead, and Miller will try to extend it. And the left-footed kicker gives Lincoln County a 7-point lead. Now, the good news for Harlem, if you're looking for a bright spot, Bulldog fans, you're getting the ball back with 1:38 to go, and it hasn't taken you long to score tonight. That's next on Game Night Live. Why don't we come straight back into it out of the break?
At the conclusion of the game, please, we ask that
Come back to Kim.
police your area, pick up your trash, bring it to the top of the bleachers, make sure you throw it in the trash can.
I'm going in the student section.
That will greatly help the volunteers who stay around and clean up after the game.
Hey guys.
Again, at the conclusion of the game, please make your way down, put it in the trash can, bring it in there.
John and AB, back to you.
Yeah, 136 to be exact, and the ball is out. Oh, Johnny on the spot. Holden Rippey. Woo! Could have been disaster for Harlem.
I keep wanting to call him Hunter Rippey because of his older brother. Sorry, Holden.
I'm sure Hunter doesn't mind.
My bad, buddy. Well, he probably would want it to be on that missed tackle, but on that one he made a great play to get the ball.
So 91 seconds. Harlem needs to go 67 yards.
That's the problem with being old and calling games with fathers and their sons and uncles and nephews and brothers. And
well, we talked about Mark Boyder being a 2006 graduate of Harlem. I was already covering Harlem by that point.
Well, I haven't got a grandson I've covered yet, so I guess I'm all right.
There you go.
I do have some sons.
Lincoln County will call its first time out of the second half to talk about it. So while they do that, you've had a chance to, I don't think you needed to think about the Stump AB trivia question this week, but just a reminder, one of the biggest wins in Jimmy Lewis's illustrious career at Harlem was when the Bulldogs beat Evans back in 1990, ending their state record winning streak. How many consecutive baseball games did Evans win before Harlem beat them in 1990?
Well, I want to say this first.
Oh, here we go.
The reason I know this is because we still pick on one of my best friends in the world who was the starting pitcher, or was the pitcher of record that lost the game. Gave up a home run to Ansley Davis. Ansley's going to love me giving him credit for that. My good friend who still wears his jersey on our golf trip occasionally.
Of course he does.
Chris Black was the starting pitcher. Evans lost to Clay. And by the way, Chris pitched well. He just, it was a tough game. Several things happened. But 61 games was how many they won. They lost on number 62. The national record at the time was 68 by Archbishop Malloy out of New York, and they were 7 shy.
And there is your answer. You are correct. You're now 3-1 on the season.
Yes, baby.
Catherine Heigl's just holding you back from being unbeaten.
I know.
All
Nobody
right,
likes
so
her anyway.
Here come the Bulldogs, and it's going to be second down. Sterner, too wide. Well, Newman has thrown for 222 yards already tonight. Does he have one more drive left in him?
By the way, one more quick thing. Evans did still win the state title that year, by the way.
There you go.
Todd Green.
I knew you would have a story.
Todd Green, 17 homers.
That is not
Well, actually,
surprising.
you know what? Hold on. I'm trying to think. No, he had 17 the year before, but they did win the state title.
Second down.
This is what this is what it's all about,
They'll run it with Boyd.
Great.
And what a tackle.
That's
Very
the
well done
difference.
by C.J. Zellers.
That's the difference. Zellers wrapped up, held, and Boyd goes nowhere. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately for Harlem, they've hit, both Gartrell and Jenkins, but they haven't held on to them. That is the difference in the game right now.
Now Mark Boyder will take a timeout. That's Harlem's first.
Well, you got to go to 16. John Howard's got to be the guy you're looking for deep.
Well, you're 3rd and 9. We are in Harlem. We talked about Oliver Hardy, probably the most famous son to come out of Harlem. But don't sleep on Ray Fulcher. You know that name?
Oh, yeah. No, Ray
Harlem grad. There he is. He was a graduate assistant in football at the University of Georgia. Wanted to come back here and coach football. Instead, decided to drive to Nashville. Good thing he did. He had 8 songs in the 2020 CMA Album of the Year last year, Luke Combs' album.
I remember when they threw his going-away party to go to Nashville, and what an amazing, amazing run it's been for him.
All right, need 9. It is complete. Rockefeller going to be just short, so this is going to be a big 4th down, 4th and about 2. He did get out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:09 to play.
Wow, this is a huge play.
By the way, Fulcher currently touring with Luke Combs, but tonight he's at a festival in Milwaukee with Jake Owen.
He's in Milwaukee, and there's a billboard of him up in Nashville. A buddy sent it to him.
I bet he and Jake are watching the live stream right now. If they are, they're seeing a heck of a finish. Need a yard. Got a yard. Boyd, first down to midfield and across midfield. 1:03 as the clock stops to move the chains. Now they start it. Under a minute. Another misdirection play. That one's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And Harlem will have to take its second timeout.
Donald Owens simply beat the man in front of him to make that play. He just beat his man, ran straight upfield, and ran into the ball carrier.
Owens has had a couple of big plays tonight.
Yeah.
After being injured early in the first quarter. Well, these two teams, we'll see the same Harlem team again next week. The Bulldogs, as we the last couple of weeks, we've had to call audibles on Game Night Live due to some COVID situations, but next week we get back to our regularly scheduled programming, and Harlem will be at Richmond Academy, and these Red Devils will go back home to face Elbert County. But nobody thinking about that just yet. Now Harlem, with Brett Sterner, he does have a field goal attempt already tonight.
One of our viewers says, great game tonight. I played in the first game ever on Harlem's new field, September 1st, 1984, Evans versus Harlem. Coach Dexter Poss.
How cool is that?
Yep.
All right, back to work go the Bulldogs. It is complete, out of bounds. Nicely done. Rockefeller again. 43 ticks left.
That's the thing, it hasn't been just Howard. He's gone to Rockefeller. He's gone to Sterner.
About 5 to go.
So 3rd and 4. Newman firing again, completing again. It's Sterner trying to get to the sidelines.
That'll be enough for Harlem first down.
So that'll be a Fairway Ford first down.
We'll stop the clock momentarily at least.
Bulldogs race up to the line, and now Newman will clock it with 36 ticks left.
Stops the clock.
Lincoln County leading 36-29, trying to hang on for the final 36 seconds. This Harlem offense that has surprised the world tonight and thrown it all over the field. 37 yards away from it.
Look at that, 36 seconds left. Another game coming down to the wire on Game Night Live.
Newman fires too high and incomplete, but the clock stops with 31.
Rockefeller went upstairs to try and get that one. He was hit by the freshman, an impressive-looking freshman for Lincoln County, C.J. Crite.
3rd down and about 10.
Yeah. Monster plays coming up here.
3rd down. 3rd and 10. The line to make is the 28-yard line. Throwing for it, completing. Sterner, great job, just inside. And that was a new wideout, actually. That was Jordan Bowers, first time we've called his name tonight. And what a time to get it.
He's short of the first down, though, so it's going to be 4th down.
So here it is. It all comes down to this. I thought he got it from our vantage point, but the officials obviously right on top of it. This is it.
He did step out, which stopped the clock.
They'll throw for it on 4th down. They will complete. Now it's Sterner inside the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone. A Fairway Ford first down. Bulldogs up to the line with 21, and they'll clock it there.
And that new rule a couple of years ago allows you to clock it from the shotgun. That used to be a penalty.
Yep. It still looks weird.
Yeah, it does.
To those of us who have followed the game for a long time. And so the clock stops, and everybody catches their breath with 21 seconds left.
And Nathan telling us Harlem has one timeout left, and Ryan Newman, gutsy, man. Those last 2 throws with all the pressure of the game on him, put him right on the money.
That was a gutsy call to throw on 4th and extremely short, and now Lincoln County will take another.
And the throw before, to throw to a guy who hasn't caught a pass all game. He throws to Bowers.
Lincoln County takes its second timeout. What a finish. We have had, this is week number 4 with the rain out, and 3 of our games have just been absolute barn burners.
How about Newman tonight? 22 of 30, 271 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Have yourself a night, Ryan Newman. He keeps this up. He'll be the Ryan Newman, and the other guy will be
yeah.
The NASCAR driver will be the other Ryan Newman.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 21 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. We have second down. We should all be on our feet.
Second down and 10. Throwing again, completing again. Did not get out of bounds. 15, 14, 13, 12. No, Harlem will call their final timeout with 13 seconds left on the clock.
Well, now you got to throw it into the end zone.
You'll have
two chances.
2 chances at it from the 11-yard line.
You can't take a chance of being tackled inbounds and the clock running out. So you got to throw it into the end zone twice here.
So it's as simple as this. Will Harlem come up with the big play to win it, or will Lincoln County come up with the stop?
Well, if I'm Lincoln County, I got 2 people on Howard. That's for sure. But and Nathan's saying go to Kirkendall. You got it, but you got to throw it in the end zone. You can't throw it short, I don't think, unless he's just wide open. And you know he can run into the end zone. You cannot take a chance of being tackled in bounds.
It has been a wild one and an instant classic here in Harlem tonight, and you'll be able to see the recap in our brand new studio, Football Friday Night, coming up at 11:35 over on WJBF. Some furious finishes, but nothing quite like this one.
Well, it was 14-0 Lincoln County, then a 22-0 run for Harlem, and since then it's just been slugging back and forth at one another. The ground game of Lincoln County, the air attack from Harlem.
13 seconds, but really 2 downs to decide it.
Yep.
Newman, end zone, 4th down.
I think the receivers got confused there. Well, this is it. Comes down to this. Well,
47 minutes and 50 seconds of football come down to this. They technically could get a first down at about the 4-yard line, but you would have to get the first down, get out of bounds, and then you'd only have 1 shot at it. So in all likelihood, this is it. And Lincoln County burns its final timeout. So the chess match continues between Lee Hopkins and Mark Boyder.
It's been a good one, man. Both sides have done a good job tonight. It's not just the players. I mean, the coaching staffs have done great.
I remember saying this at the Augusta Christian Richmond Academy game we called in week 2, and I said the same thing a week later when we had the Lakeside Greenbrier Classic.
Yeah.
It is a real shame one of these teams has to lose this game.
I thought the exact same thing, that we've said that a lot this year during the last play. I was like, man, if you're Harlem, I mean, obviously they give it their all. And then Lincoln County came in here, took the lead, then Harlem took over, and then they battled back. I mean, it's and those 2 runs kind of epitomized tonight for Lincoln County. They just didn't give up.
Well, if you're Harlem, take solace in this. No matter what happens on this down, this is a non-region game, and it gets real next week when you go to ARC. That's when it starts counting toward the playoffs. So you want to win, and it's about to be decided right here. Newman, end zone.
Got a man.
Oh, he had him, and a great defensive play. We're trying to get a number on it.
Looked like it might have hit him in the face mask. The player might have tipped it, though, that's Brown, I believe.
And I believe it was Brown with the
Why not?
touchdown saving play. It's such a huge game tonight on defense. And Franklin Brown with the pass deflection when the Lincoln County Red Devils needed it most. And Lincoln County will survive here in Harlem tonight.
And that's the word, survive, because this could have gone either way. Well, the interception, at a terrible time for Harlem, and then the 2 great runs where they just didn't wrap up. I mean, that's the difference. And again, for Coach Boyder, they called a great game. The players played their butts off. It was a great game, but you always have things to work on, and he's going to be talking about wrapping up, because that was the difference in this one. And there's Newman, and you can see upset, but hey, he played his heart out. He's got nothing to hang his head about.
What a whale of a ball game by Ryan Newman, but Lincoln County in victory formation. The final ticks off the clock.
They'll go to 3-1.
And the Devils came down to Harlem and leave a winner. Lincoln County 36, Harlem 29. What a ball game.
That was pretty special.
Well, this is another instant classic on Game Night Live. You will definitely want to see the encore presentation on Sunday at noon as the Lincoln County coaching staff. You see Lee Homskus just walked out the left side of your screen. It is a again, nothing for anybody to hang their head about down here on this field tonight as they all give their congratulatory handshakes at the end.
A lot of great individual performances. Ryan Newman, John Howard. I thought Boyd was great running the football. Williams did a good job. Defensively, Tony Hart, Vandre Thomas. And then for Lincoln County, of course, you know, Tevin Gartrell, Samaj Jenkins. Defensively, Brown, Owens also played great.
And look at the faces on these players. And a lot of smiles, obviously, for Lincoln County, but you can tell everybody gave it all they had tonight.
Yeah. They were in a fight, no question.
So 36-29, the final once again here tonight from Harlem. And we have the post-game show coming your way. We'll announce the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game, the Powerade play of the game, and of course the East Central Health District hit of the game. But first things first, Kim Vickers is making her way over to the camera with the victorious head coach of the Lincoln County Red Devils, Lee Homskus.
Game time 7:30. Again, we play at ARC.
And here we go. Kim, all yours.
Bulldogs.
Lincoln County Red Devils. What's your name, sir?
Lee Homskus.
Lee Homskus. So the great game tonight. Close. It's probably one of the best games I've seen all season. You know, what do you think really kind of put it in the Red Devils' court?
Well, one, it's a shame that anybody had to lose that game. Both teams played very hard. Harlem's a class act and very well coached. They do an incredible job, and I just feel like we're fortunate that we got to win. Our kids, we've been on a mission all week. We were embarrassed at our place last year, and we talked about that a great deal this week, and they really answered the bell and fought back. First half, when we in the first half came in at halftime, we were behind the 8 ball, and they came out and fought. So we're proud and we're excited about the win.
Sure, and you know, what was the toughest thing for your team to overcome when it came to Harlem?
I think just the adversity of the turnovers that we had in the first half and penalties that we had in the second half, but we kept fighting and very proud of this group.
All right, well, thank you, sir. Congratulations. John and AB, that's back to you.
All right, Kim, and congratulations, Coach Homskus. And you can hear it in his voice. That is a very hoarse coach.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he said it best that, you know, both these teams, you know, gave it all they had. Neither one really deserved to lose. And he credited Coach Boyder in the game plan. I agree. I thought they did a great job tonight. And, of course, Coach Homskus is one of the most respected coaches in Georgia. And it was just, you know, two teams that played well. There were some mistakes, but that's going to happen over the course of the game. But in the end, you know, two good teams went at it tonight, and just Lincoln County was able to make a couple more plays.
And we'll award some more hardware, the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game, when the post-game show rolls on after this.
Brown, number 9. Congratulations on a really well-played game. What was the highlight for you?
It was at the end of the game. Coach just told us to play defense, and he put us in man. We listened to Coach, bought in, and we ended up with a stop and won the game.
Well, congratulations. I'm going to head over this way. This is Tevin Gartrell. I heard your name a lot tonight. Congratulations, you're offensive player of the game. So for you, again, you know, what was a highlight? What was something you thought that you did really well? And what was maybe something really tough that the defense had to handle? Or, I'm sorry, the offense.
The toughest thing the offense had to handle, we had to overcome and come as a whole, because at first, you know, in the beginning of the first half, we wasn't playing together as a team, and I felt like we really overcame that well. And highlight of the game, first play of the game, took it to the house. My old line got me there.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, you guys. That was a great game. Very, very well played. John, AB, I'm going to toss this back to you.
Love that smile on Tevin Gartrell's
First
face.
run and last run, he took it to the house,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
Wow. Congratulations, Tevin and Franklin. And we're not done handing out the hardware just yet. We have, of course, the East Central Health District hit of the game. And sometimes we have a hard time, too. We had a lot of nominees tonight.
We had a bunch, but this is a pretty darn good one by Franklin Brown.
Yeah.
Might
As if
well
on
be
cue.
the defensive player of the game, too.
Absolutely.
He was outstanding tonight.
And I have a feeling I know what this is going to be, but let's go ahead and roll the Powerade play of the game for Week 5.
A couple of choices here, too, really. He's going to go with the interception off the tip from Samaj Jenkins. That did turn the tide and allowed Lincoln County to, come back and get the win.
And Samaj Jenkins was on both sides tonight.
Yeah.
He had some great plays, some not so great, but came up big when it mattered most. And that is your Powerade play of the game. And before we go, let's get you the QBs by the quarter for the final quarter. Brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Well, for Trey Huff in Lincoln County, he was 3 of 4 passing, 33 yards. He ran the ball 12 times for 38 yards. The big game goes to Ryan Newman, the quarterback for Harlem. He goes 23 of 33 passing for 274 yards and 2 touchdowns. Didn't have the one pick, but a solid game from Ryan Newman.
That is your final QBs by the quarter of the evening, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Lumber. Well, how do you put this one into words? Final thoughts on this one, AB?
Well, again, you mentioned we've had some good games already on Game Night Live. Chalk this one into that category. 2 teams that you hate to see anybody lose because you know they were giving it their all. They had big plays on both sides. But in the end, like I said, it came down to the little things. Wrapping up really hurt Harlem on a couple of plays early in the game, and then it hurt them on 2 big late runs. And, that not just the one play at the end, because there were a few, but that's one thing they've got to work on a little bit, wrapping up those tough, hard running backs, and Lincoln County's got a couple of them.
We've had some instant classics on Game Night Live this year. Add this one to that category. Our director tonight, Kyle Thomas. On replay, Michael Wachowski. Graphics, Josh Recor. On audio, Jeff Singleton. On the cameras tonight, Z. Riley, Darius Davis, Reggie Mackey, and Zach King. Field grip, Rayshawn Glover. Running our scoreboard on the screen tonight, Hannah Diarco, returning to Game Night Live for the second time. Helen Johnson on the sidelines for us, and our red cap, Kevin Chang, and as always, keeping us on the air back at Television Park, Levi Crawford. Fellas, it was fun. For our statistician, Nathan Edwards, Kim Vickers, thanks for filling in for Matt Lane down on the field, my broadcast partner, AB. Don't forget, you can watch the encore presentation of Game Night Live this Sunday at noon. I have a feeling a whole bunch of people from up in Lincolnton are going to be tuning in. That's noon on Sunday. And, of course, football Friday night coming your way tonight, 11:35 over on WJBF News Channel 6. We will see you again 1 week from tonight. The same Harlem Bulldogs will be down on Walton Way to take on Richmond Academy. Until then, so long from Harlem.